good, everybody? Hope you're having a good day.
Hope you're ready to learn about some selection, son.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Prem. So in programs, yeah, as in life, we have to select among different alternatives. What games to play, what shoes to wear, what moves to do.
Wait, is that?
And in C++, yeah, that's done by using either an if statement or a switch statement. And we're gonna cover both of these selection constructs. Okay, cool, so let's start with an if statement. What it does, yeah, it selects between two or more alternatives. If the first condition is true, then the first statement is executed. Otherwise, the second statement is. So this right here is the simplest form of an if statement. What it says is, if this expression is true, then execute the statement. Now, if the expression is not true, then the statement is skipped and the program moves on to the statement beyond the if suite. Pretty chilling, right? Now, the most general form of an if statement is this. So that's the simple if statement form followed by an else keyword and then followed by another statement. Now, the same rules that apply to the previous form apply to this form, except that if the expression in the if statement is false, the statement after the else clause will be executed. Else will only be executed if the if expression is false. And lastly, the final form of an if statement is to include an else if. With this, you can test another expression to see if this is true. It's exactly like having another if clause, as that expression is also tested. The bare else clause at the end though is only executed if all of the other clauses are false. Alright, so calm. That's the if side of selection. It's pretty simple, but it's mad useful. Now, the second kind of construct is called a switch statement. You see, switch is a selection that's based on the comparison of a value against a set of constants. So say for example, yeah, you want to compare a character variable against a different set of character values to see what's in the variable. You see, this is what a switch would be used for. Note that this kind of comparison can be done with if statements, but because this form of selection, comparing against values, is so common in C++, they provided a special construct for it, the switch statement. Alright, calm. So here's the form of a switch statement. The variable value that's presented in a set of parentheses are compared to a set of constants. The set of constants are presented as a case label. If the value in the variable equals the constant in the case label, then the statement for that case is chosen. Now, if the value in the variable doesn't match any of the case labels, the default label is chosen. And it's as simple as that. But before I continue though, there are some technical requirements that I'm going to go over briefly that you need to know regarding switch statements. Okay, so firstly, the value that you can switch can only be a variable of the type integer, character, and enumeration. Now secondly, in the case labels, yeah, the values must be a constant expression. This means you cannot use a variable, you have to use a raw value. You cannot compare it against another variable of the same type. Number 3, you cannot use the same value for two different case labels. So this right here wouldn't work. But you can use several case values for a single case label. Like this will work. And lastly, you mustn't forget to end each case with a break statement. I'll explain what the break statement does in the next video. Okay, bless. So those are the two types of selection statement that C++ have to offer. In the next episode, we'll cover how to implement that stuff in code. And also some additional operators which are very useful in selection. Have fun, keep pushing, see you in my next episode. Peace.